Yo. Well, we're going to the bottom of the sea.
I'm worried that you broke something.
I definitely did.
SpongeBob surprised me.
SpongeBob for me is a show that I always associated with younger people, like people just a bit younger than me, like 3-4 years. I mean, I never disliked it, but I just never bothered watching it. No, it's legitimately really funny.
Legitimately a good show. But also, you forgot one other class of person. Kids were like 16, 17.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, have you seen SpongeBob?
You're totally
And I'm
right.
like, what do you know? I'm into other stuff. And they're like, okay. Like, man, it's the best. So literally, people would get high, watch SpongeBob, and after watching this episode, I totally understand why it was so great to them.
You just turn your brain off and it works.
But with SpongeBob, especially this first episode, this is one of the few like high points of the decade. This is kind of during the dark ages of cartoons.
That's true, because it came out...
I think it came out in 2000, if not late 90s.
Let me check the notes. 99.
Boom.
May 1st, 1999.
It starts off, I'm ready. So he literally sees this psychopath, SpongeBob, saying he's ready. And we're like, oh, what is he ready for? For a burger flipping job. And he is the most ecstatic for a job that most people hate.
He has the enthusiasm of a child in a way that is like infectious.
He's the best.
Like,
and he's so positive, so happy. You never bring him down. You get introduced to Patrick, neighbor. Go SpongeBob! He's a starfish, and starfish are known to be the dumbest animals of the sea.
Are they though, or are they just the most chill?
First of all, we all know sea turtles are the most chill.
That's true.
This is not even a question.
You're right. The sea turtles.
Not even a question. Chill. Patrick is just like he is clearly SpongeBob's best friend.
Yeah.
But out of the two of them, SpongeBob knows a little bit more than he does. That's what makes it a great dynamic. Anyway, so they're going down there, and SpongeBob's like, "Who's the person?" And then midway through, he's like, "This, I can't do it." And then he goes back. Patrick encourages him, saying, "Who's been loving flipping burgers since he was born?" So boom, automatic.
Sounds like we need SpongeBob at all of the barbecues in the future.
After this episode, you get it.
We just need to find a SpongeBob in our lives.
And then afterward, you see who will eventually become a standard of the show, Squidward, who works and he hates his job. So literally, already you're seeing the juxtaposition or the comparison between child enthusiasm and an adult beaten down.
Every adult at some point in their life has been Squidward. If you haven't been, then you've been blessed.
But also Squidward's funny because every bad thing that happens to him, I'll talk about in the second part of it, the second part of the 3-part episode.
Oh yeah, it's 3-part too, isn't it?
Yeah, this is also a 3-parter.
Right.
So I honestly believe
I blurred 2 of them together, so it was a 2-part.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll talk about the first part first.
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs, who you meet, who is also one of the best characters.
He's so money grubbing. It's so good.
It's so good.
He is that capitalist, crazy, just give me all your money, just in a wheelbarrow.
He's not a good guy. What happens is Squidward tells Mr. Krabs, listen, you don't want this guy working here. This guy is a crazy person. He ruins my life. You can't have him work here. He's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So he goes in there, and then he's like, get me a hydroponic spatula with 2 wings on it.
Yeah.
SpongeBob's like, I'll get it, sir. A bunch of sardines show up. And the sardines in my mind, as I'm an adult, is kind of reminding of like a school trip where all these kids go to a McDonald's and it just gets flooded. Yeah, there's
so many people.
Feed me, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many people like, we don't know what to do. So then you switch between them having like waves, because it's a sea shanty aesthetic of the Krusty Krab. They're like in this boat, and then it's all going like this in a wave of sardines, and they're losing their mind. SpongeBob finds this crazy spatula.
I love that he flies in, and it's just like spinning there. It's like, he's like Mary Poppins.
And he just comes in, then he goes into the back, makes all the burgers.
Yep.
Just throws them out. Anyways, he gets everyone out. A big bag of money is left. And Krabs is like, you're hired. Forgets everything that Squidward says. You're the best fry cook I've ever seen. You're the best burger chef I've ever seen. While he counts his money, and then Squidward hates him. And the second episode I thought was brilliant. Not one line is spoken.
That's probably why I merged it with the third.
The third one with the introduction of Sandy.
Yeah.
So the second one's brilliant because it's Squidward. He's like, oh, I have this. Let's call it like it's a shell, but let's say it's like a leaf. He puts the leaf over in SpongeBob's yard, and then SpongeBob, I'm gonna clean this up real nice.
with the giant backpack vacuum that's like, what, like 2 to 3 times the size of him?
And he sucks up all the sand, blows it back out, trying to clean his property that Squidward messed up. All the dust, all the sand gets blown all over Squidward's property.
And over Squidward.
And over Squidward, totally ruins his day. If Squidward just let SpongeBob be SpongeBob and supported him, he'd be way better.
He'd be totally fine.
So Squidward does that. He tries to have a nice, relaxing afternoon. He's trying to antagonize SpongeBob, but SpongeBob is the eternal optimist for the most part.
Who sucks up the ocean.
Correct. That's how powerful the windblower was. The wind sucker, I guess.
It defies all logic in the best possible ways.
Absurdist humor.
Yeah.
And this is what I loved about cartoon shows, but at least what SpongeBob is. Like, he's making absurd things seem normal.
And then the third part has SpongeBob find Sandy's squirrel.
Correct. SpongeBob is trying to protect Sandy, but Sandy is so tough that she can literally break stones. She likes karate, she says, and she starts just like karate chopping stuff. But then she's like, oh, I like air. And SpongeBob's like, oh yeah, I love air too. Just trying to get along.
He's trying to impress her in like the worst possible way. Rather than just being himself, he decides, no, I'm gonna impress her by just agreeing with whatever she says and likes and anything like that. So yeah, I love air.
Like, just trying to be polite. Then she said, oh, come over. Yeah, sure, I'll come over. And then Patrick, in the best move ever, says, if you're gonna be in a nice dinner party, just pinky up, be high class. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He's going
He's got
through
his
it.
back. Patrick is like the best friend you want.
Exactly. And then eventually, SpongeBob goes into this open air thing. There's no idea what air is. He's like this. What is this? He doesn't realize that air is just not water.
And Patrick's just on the outside, just like...
Well, no, that's the deal. He's trying to encourage him. Because Patrick is, again,
he's
from
being
the
a
beginning...
great friend, but he has no idea what's happening.
No, but that's what Patrick does. He's his cheerleader for everything. In the first part of the episode, he's like, you can do it, SpongeBob. He has no idea what SpongeBob's trying to do. So he's trying to be nice at Sandy's, rather than being honest, because honest is the best thing you can do.
Exactly. He
literally looks at an ice cool, because he brought her flowers. Because he's that guy. He's like, I'm going to bring flowers, be nice, be a nice neighbor. Jealous of them.
Yep.
Because they get water. Why can't I get water?
Including disturbing a bird in a bird bath, taking the water away from the bird. And then the bird has the most disgruntled look.
Yeah, he's not happy about it.
He's so unhappy.
SpongeBob is like, no, pinky up. So the pinky up becomes like almost a war cry during this part of this, in this sketch. And then Patrick's like, what are you doing?
And he comes
inside. He comes inside. He goes, what is this? And he now understands exactly why SpongeBob was having issues. Sandy is inside getting refreshments and cookies. When she comes out, she sees Patrick and SpongeBob, like they are in our world, just a dried out sponge and a dried out starfish. Also, eventually you see them like having these like reverse bowls filled with water.
And then they put the tea bags inside of it.
Yeah.
Hope you like your tea strong. No, that's going to be a very weak tea. You need to put a giant tea bag in there.
Yeah, but again, it's for kids, so big tea means strong tea.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I, like I said, have never sat down and really watched a whole lot of SpongeBob. But after watching that, I'm like, okay, no, I get it. I don't know if I'm going to sit down and watch the entire series. It's not quite calling to me like that. But I 100% understand that for me, I get it is a timeless show.
It makes sense. Also, it
was funny now and it was funny then.
Also, it started getting the jokes in right away at the pilot. It got everyone in at the pilot.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of introduced except for Plankton. Plankton comes in later. But these are the core cast members until later on where they add a couple of people here and there. Then you get like the weird guys with like the captain, but they get the main cast of the show right at the gate.
And it's a small main cast.
It is. Okay, so I think, to be honest, this isn't just good for its time. This is a timeless show.
Yeah. As much as I don't necessarily want to go back and rewatch the whole SpongeBob, I'm more excited to go back and watch specific episodes.
Yeah. We're going from sea sponges to football heads. Next week, we're talking about one of the shows that I'm really not a fan of, but we're doing it anyways. Hey Arnold.
Football head. That is a creek that...
Oh, that's not a good creek. I heard the snap of a wood.
That's fine.